Hey everybody, Noah here with Learn Meta-Analysis, and I have spent the morning updating our AI-assisted data extraction software, adding a number of quality of life improvements. On one hand, this will help me so I don't have to update this as often, and number two, I added some things to the actual interface itself that I think will help all of us as users of the software. So as a reminder of what this software is, this is free open source software that you can run through RStudio locally on your computer. I do not recommend actually putting this on the web because of how API keys and such are stored, but that's all in the documentation. So as you can see, it's running here in a web browser, but this is actually just running locally on my machine, just like it should on yours. So let's take a look here and see what improvements we have. First and foremost, this is just a little thing, but I realized that this page was actually scrollable, and that was really annoying to me because I like the landing page to just be one page. I have updated a little bit of the information in here about what LLM you should use. Generally speaking, we've had really good success with the Gemini models and also the Mistral models, and we're going to get into that a little bit more now. So let's take a look at the improvements to the setup page. So from here, we have the same drop-downs as before, local models, Mistral, and Open Router. And I primarily made changes to the Gemini and Mistral interactions and the way that we work with these on this setup page. So the first thing you'll notice is down here under API settings, you now put in your API key, and then instead of the validate button, which we were having some issues with, instead we just click fetch. And what that's going to do is it's going to get you a list of all of the models that are available to you through your API key. Now, I do want to point out here that not all of these models will actually work, which is why I have a note that Flash and Pro are generally the ones that are recommended. Right now, Gemini 2.0 Flash is working great, and we've been using Gemini 2.0, I think it's 2.0 Pro? Yeah, 2.0 Pro Experimental or 1.5 Pro, which I believe is their main version right now. Yes, Gemini 1.5 Pro. So both Flash and Pro are working great. If you want to try Gemma, for example, that isn't working, and that's because of some of the changes that I made on the back end of this. So in the previous version, what was happening is we were extracting the text as a structured text extraction within the app itself and sending that to Gemini. That is actually no longer the case. I changed it today so that it now sends the entire PDF to Gemini itself. And the thought behind this is that the Gemini API is capable of handling PDF files, and I want to remove all potential confounding variables that I can from this process. So by sending the PDF itself to Gemini, we'll hopefully get a better data extraction because they will be using their own internal methods for extracting that data, and hopefully it'll feed it a little bit better to their large language models. We weren't having any issues with this before, at least nothing major that I had heard of, but this should just streamline things and make it so that it works a little bit better, and as they continue to improve that PDF extraction in the future, it is now no longer reliant on the package that I was using within the software. It is now going to be relying on Gemini itself, which I think is a much better thing than what I had set up previously. So for now, the big change here is to know I have now made it so that when you put your API key in, it'll display all the models available to you, and this will continuously update over time. You're no longer relying on me to go in and manually update things. It'll automatically render for you. The next piece is that it will now send the entire PDF to Gemini. So other than that, I do want to just quickly show you the Mistral page and what has happened here. The updates on this are essentially the same in that you now enter your API key, you click Fetch Models, and it is going to bring you a list of models here. And so their list of models, if you've ever looked at it before, is quite extensive. There are a number of different variants of each one. So what I have done is I have filtered this down so that only the ones with latest at the end are the ones that show up here. So if you have used their API, you know that there's like 4 different versions of each one of these in many cases. So which one should you use? I really like using Mistral Small and Mistral Large. So those would be my recommendations as of now, and that is written down in the document here as well. So let's take a step back. I want to show you the Gemini model again. I'm just going to choose Gemini Flash 2.0, and I want to show you a big quality of life improvement that I have made to the actual data extraction page. So let me grab my file here real quickly. I just need to confirm that that is my file. All right, wonderful. And now I'm going to go to Analyze. So this looks similar to before. You'll notice that this is a different color. That's not a huge deal. Just give me 1 second to update this, and I will show you what is different. So this is processing the PDF just like before. It's going to give us a context window estimate just like before, and we can close that because, as we know, Gemini has a very, very large context window. With Flash 2.0, I think it's 1 million tokens. It might be 2 million tokens, but either way, we're nowhere near that, so it should be good. So I'm going to click the Analyze button. It's going to send this off to get analyzed. Now, because we are sending the full PDF instead of only text, it does take a little bit longer to actually run the analysis. So if you remember previously when I showed you guys this software, when you're sending just text, Flash is super fast. It's like instant. But with the PDF, it takes slightly longer. So just like before, we can see that we have, for example, the source button, and the source button will still display information and it'll jump to the relevant page. And that's all great, all same as before. The big change that I've made is in regards to this record button. So if you're like me, what I found is that I don't always necessarily record these in the right order. I might record one and then jump down later. And previously, this didn't change color, so there was no way to know that I had actually clicked record. And I found that annoying because I just don't have that good of a memory for that kind of thing. So here's what we did. What I did is I made it so that after you press record and it successfully writes, it now changed to a disabled button. That will let you know that yes, you recorded it. But what happens if you want to change it, right? So like this one here, let me first show you that this did in fact record. Let me open this up and I'm going to drag this over, okay? So over here, this is the line I just wrote. It says pedagogical agents right here. I'm going to change this to just, I'm going to write blue frog. So here we go. Let's say I realize after the fact that I made a mistake. I need to change this to blue frog. Now what has happened is my record button lit back up and I can press it. And if I open up that sheet again, you can now see it says blue frog instead of pedagogical agent like it did before. So that is the primary feature that I have changed here, is just a little quality of life thing. And I'll show you one more time. If you do change it, it now changes the button back so that you remember and you can hit record. So that is a big quality of life thing I think will greatly improve at least my speed when I'm using the software. I hope you find this really helpful as well, because this is one of those things where I think it worked great before, and I think it just works even better now. So that is something that I did today, got that up and running. So hopefully you guys find these things helpful. I've been really trying hard to pay attention to your guys' comments on the YouTube channel of what is working well within this software, what could be improved. If there are other things that you want me to work on, please do let me know. For those of you out there, I know there's going to be somebody. I'm really surprised actually that I haven't gotten this question yet. But to answer the question, how come I don't support ChatGPT, right? If you look at this list, I don't have anything for ChatGPT. I don't have anything for Claude. I don't have anything for DeepSeek. I don't have anything for Grok or any of those other providers, right? So the question is why? And it's because the free ones work so well, I don't see a reason to pay for it. That is why. And I somewhat refuse right now. This may change in the future, but as of now, I refuse to build anything that's going to cost us money because we have free options that are working great. Gemini is working great. Mistral is working great. The local models, they're a little hit or miss just because of the different models, but depending upon what model you're using, it works great too if you have enough compute to run it. So I don't see any reason to actually build in GPT and Claude support, because you may be thinking, well, they might be a little bit more accurate. Maybe. I wouldn't think that. And even if they are a little bit more accurate, let's say hypothetically they are, I still, as of now, as of today, this is April 5th of 2025, I firmly believe that you need a human in the loop still checking all of the information that is being extracted by these large language models. So let's say it is a little bit more accurate. I don't think it really matters, because you're going to have to take the time to check all of these things anyway. So if this comes up a little bit more accurate than what you actually see in your PDF, that doesn't really matter, because you have to check it and you can change it if you need to. So I don't see any reason to pay for using ChatGPT or Claude or any of these other ones that require paid APIs when the free API works so well and so quickly. So I hope that answers your questions that you guys might have had about why I haven't built in Claude and GPT support, because like I said, I'm really surprised that I haven't gotten that question so far, but as of now, I do not plan to do it. If you feel very, very, very strongly that I should, please leave some comments down in the description of this video. As I'm saying this out loud, I'm wondering if I'm going to regret saying this, but please leave some comments as to why. I will think about it. Like, I really do take in your guys' feedback and consider, should we do this or not? And right now, I do not want to create an account with these other services and pay to do all of the testing to get those things built, when I fully expect that the results are going to be very, very similar to these other large language models. So I hope these quality of life improvements are helpful for you guys. I really, really, truly appreciate you guys bringing to my attention before that verify button had stopped working on Gemini. So thank you again. Thank you for telling me that wasn't working. So hopefully this will be helpful. If there's any other quality of life improvements you want to see to this software, let me know. Let me know what they are. Most of these things I can change relatively quickly. I mean, all these changes that I got up and running today took me like 3.5 hours. So I know for you programmers out there, you're probably like, wow, I can't believe it took you that long to do that. Well, guess what? I'm not that great a programmer. Things take me a while, right? They take me a while to do. But my point is that this was reasonably quick for me to get these changes made, and I think these are a really nice quality of life improvement for all of us that are going to be doing AI-assisted data extraction into the future. So thank you guys. I hope this has been helpful. Please leave comments down in the description. Let me know what else you want to see in this software, if these changes are helpful for you, or if there's anything else you can think about related to this that might be really helpful. Feel free to drop those ideas down in the comments. I love chatting with you guys about all these things and seeing how we can further improve these free tools that are available. So with that, I'm going to stop rambling. Have an absolutely wonderful weekend, and I will see you all in the next video.